Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me for the podcast of the True Power from Within. I do pray each and every day that this podcast touches you in the most amazing and encouraging way. So today I'm coming out of the book of Matthew, chapter 9. And I think that this particular part in this chapter is so relevant to our lives today and draws a big picture as to how we think and how we react and how we live our lives based on society norms, right? So I'm coming out of, again, Matthew chapter 9, and this is where Jesus heals the 12-year-old girl who is said to be dead. And also in the very same um, chapter is also talking about the woman with the issue of blood. So if we see this, so it starts with verse 18. It says, while Jesus was saying these things, a ruler of a synagogue came to him. The ruler bowed down before Jesus and said, my daughter has just died, but come and touch her with your hand so she will live again. So Jesus stood up and went with the ruler. Jesus' followers went too. There was a woman that had been bleeding for 12 years. The woman came behind Jesus and touched the bottom of his coat. The woman was thinking, if I can just touch his coat, then I will be healed. Back in these times, okay, it was illegal for a priest, Jesus was a priest, to touch anyone who was sick or who was dead because they were considered unclean, right? So we see that here, right, Jesus has made the decision that he's going to break the law to go and help this little girl, right? But in our minds, what we see here is we see a woman who has been bleeding for 12 years, right? In our mind, we would think that she should be the one that is passing away, right? But we see this little bitty girl. She's 12 years old. She's got her whole life ahead of her. And she is said to have passed away. And Jesus is going to go and heal her because Jesus says, don't worry, she's just asleep. And I want to talk about that, both of these, the girl and the woman, and how they relate to us in our lives today. Okay? And then I'm going to give you a what if, because I want you to think about something here in a moment. So we see that the little girl's dad came to Jesus and said, my daughter's just died. Can you please, please, please come and heal her, right? Can you just heal her? And we have a woman that's been bleeding for 12 years. All right? And I want you to think about that woman as your life, right? What areas of your life have you been bleeding for 12 years? Maybe you were in an addiction. Maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you went through a sickness. Maybe you're suffering with unforgiveness or guilt or shame or, mom shame or dad shame or whatever that is. Think about the areas in your life where you have been bleeding for 12 years. Because we see this woman, but she signifies something more than just bleeding. She signifies a woman that is down and out, right? She has no more financial means to try to pay for doctors and pay for these things to fix her, right? She has no friends because she's considered unclean. Her family probably has nothing to do with her. She's considered an outcast, maybe the black sheep of the family. Maybe even an addict because she was addicted to trying to find a way to become healed and whole so that she could feel like she was normal again. because she didn't have any friends. People in society, they counted her out because she wasn't normal. And then we have this little girl that has a whole life ahead of her. Y'all are going to get this in a minute. I promise you're going to get it in a minute. But here's the thing. What if you were like the woman with the issue of blood? What if all of these years you've been struggling and you've been bleeding from areas in your life that you're ready to be healed from? You're tired of being labeled by society because of your past. You're tired of feeling the shame. You're tired of feeling the guilt. You're tired of the unforgiveness. You're tired of dealing with the trauma. You're tired of living in the past, and you're ready for something different. What if you were like the woman with the issue of blood and you decided you were going to go all in? It didn't matter how many people you had to fight to get through that crowd, or to get through to that breakthrough, or to get through to the healing, or to get through to having a different mindset. What if you were to be like the woman with the issue of blood and say, I'm going all in? I don't care what it takes. I don't care who likes me. I don't care who thinks I am an outcast. I don't care what my past looks like. I'm going all in. I'm tired of living like this. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm tired of having financial stress. I'm tired of working a dead-end job. I'm tired of having this addiction. I'm tired of being labeled by society that I'm a convicted felon. I'm tired. And what if you were like the woman with the issue of blood and you say, I'm going all in. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, I will be healed. Because if you look at the little girl, right, Jesus is not supposed to touch her because he is a priest. She is passed away. That is illegal. But Jesus goes to the house, right? People are laughing at him because he says the little girl is just asleep. Just, don't worry. She's just asleep. People are laughing at him. People are waiting to talk about him. People are waiting to say, you're a fraud. You're a scam. You broke the law. But Jesus went into this room and he kicked everybody out. He went into the room. He held the little girl's hand. He helped her up. And she was alive. He gave her life. He gave her life. But he went all in. And he went against the society norms. He went against the law. He went against everything that he was supposed to do to heal this little girl. So he too went all in. Just like he went all in when he was on that cross. He was all in. What if you went all in? Because here's the thing. Sometimes in our lives, when we feel like we are at our biggest loss, we feel like our life is over. We feel like we are dead. We feel like our family don't believe in us. We don't have any friends. We don't have anybody supporting us. We feel like, our finances are not where we need them to be. We feel like we've settled in mediocrity. We feel like we're never going to go anywhere. Our life's never going to change. We're always going to be in the same place as we are right now because of what our past looks like. Because our family, our friends, society has considered us to be dead. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, she says, I don't care what I got to do to get this healing and get this dream that I've been, praying for, right? She had one thought. One thought. She thought if she just touched the hem of his garment that she would be healed. What if you had one thought and went all in with what you know that God can do in your life? See, what we oftentimes think is we're so concerned about what people say about us. We're so concerned about, if we do this, how people are going to talk about us. We refuse to take a risk to achieve the dreams and the vision that God has already said that we can have because we think we're not good enough. We've been bleeding for 12 years. Nobody's going to think that we're healed. Nobody's going to take us seriously. Nobody is going to believe in us. But Jesus said he will break the law. He will go all in to make sure that you live the life you're supposed to live. So why is it so hard for us to go all in? Why is it so hard for us to not fight just to touch the hem of his garment so that we can be healed? What if you went all in? What if you got your fight back? What if you stopped thinking about what everybody else thinks of you? What if you decided to step out on faith and do something that nobody else is doing? What if? What if you started today accomplishing the dreams and the vision and stop worrying about what everybody else is saying about you? Get through the fear, feel it, and do it anyways. What would your life look like in a year from now? If you said, God, I'm all in. God, thank you that you broke the mold. You broke the law to heal me, to wake me up from my sleep, to wake me up from my addiction, from being incarcerated. Thank you, for bringing life back to me when everybody else thought I was dead, that there was no hope for me, that I was always going to be an addict, or I was always going to be that convicted felon in and out of prison, or I was always going to be that bad mom, or I was always going to be that bad dad, or I was always going to be messing up. I was always going to be stuck in the trauma. I was always going to be stuck in the past. What if you decided today to be like the woman with the issue of blood and say, I'm all in. I don't care who I have to elbow in the nose. I don't care who I have to trip or push down. I'm going to get through that crowd and I am going to touch the hem of his garment because I refuse to stay in mediocrity. I refuse to be that one that passes away holding a bag of seeds that I was supposed to plant years and years ago. I refuse to be that one that gave up because of what somebody else said about me. I refuse to allow somebody else to dictate who I am or how I'm going to live my life just because of what they see in my past. I know a Jesus that cleared out a room to heal me. The girl that was considered dead. The girl that was considered to never have a future, to never have hope, to always be labeled by society. Jesus cleared the room. He cleared the room to heal you from those dead things in your life. Now, are you willing to fight through the crowd, to touch the hem of his garment, that you may be healed, that you may be whole, that you may walk away from the past, that you may embrace the future, that you may embrace the vision, that you may take risk and get out of the fear, get out of your own head? Are you willing to fight the good fight of faith? Because Jesus has already saved you. You were dead, and he's already cleared the room, right? He cleared the room of the naysayers. He cleared the room of the people that stabbed you in the back. He cleared the room of all things so that he could wake you up and heal you from that dead thing in your life. But now he's saying, are you going to go all in? I've saved you. You still need some healing, right? Because we all need God every day. We all need Jesus every day. We need him in everything that we do. But are we willing to go all in like he did? Are we willing to fight through the crowds to say, God, thank you for saving me. Thank you that I did not end up in a grave somewhere. Thank you that I'm not where I used to be. I am not where I want to be, but thank you, Lord, that I am not where I used to be. Thank you for the miracles that you've already done. Thank you for waking me up from the dead. Thank you for saving me from the people that were out to hurt me or were happy to see me where I was. But now that he has said, child, wake up, get up. You are healed. You are whole. You can accomplish everything that God said that you could have in your life. Your past does not define you, but you have got to be willing to go all in and fight through that crowd and believe that if you touch the hem of his garment, that you will have the business that you're asking for, that you will fulfill the vision that he has for your life, that you will achieve that purpose, that you will plant those seeds, that you will have the financial blessings, that you will have the job that you want, that you will have the house that you want, that you will have the finances that you want. But you have to be willing to get up from those dead places in your life. Fight through that crowd, no matter what people say about you, no matter how fearful you are, no matter how many people leave you, because you know what? They say being at the top is lonely. It's not really lonely. It's not. But sometimes those people that are in your life are not meant to go with you. Sometimes the path to where you're trying to go is lonely, but when you get there, you're going to find a whole bunch of people that appreciate you, that enjoy you, that value you, but you have to get out of the way of yourself. You have to be willing to fight through no matter what is going on around you. You have to wake up every day and say, I'm just going to fight today to be able to touch the hem of his garment. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, and I can be made whole. I can achieve all that God says that I can have, because it is your birthright to live in abundance. We were not here. We were not put here just to survive. We were not put here to live in mediocrity. We were not put here to live in shame and guilt. We were put here to be whole, to plant seeds, to love, to be loved, to give love. Sometimes those people that you're relying on in your life, or you feel like they're your friends, or you feel like they're your family, they don't care about you. They don't care about you because you define the odds. They counted you out. They thought you were dead. But oh, what a mighty God you serve. What a mighty God you serve when he said, no, don't count this one out. Don't count her out. Don't count him out. Because I cleared the room for them. I cleared the room and I broke the law so that they could be healed from those dead places in their lives. But you know what? Now it's really eating at them, because now you're fighting through the crowd, because those bleeding places, those he healed you from those dead places. But sometimes, even though you have a wound, right? And it's healing, but sometimes you have those scabs on there, and sometimes you knock the scab off and it's bleeding. You still have a couple places in your life that are bleeding. So those places you've got to fight. You say, you know what? I'm going to get up every day and I'm just going to fight through the crowd. I don't care what people say about me. I don't care what they're doing. I'm going to keep focused on God, and I'm going to fight through that crowd. I'm going to fight through the labels. I'm going to fight through the shame. I'm going to fight through the guilt. I'm going to fight through all of these things, because if I just touch the hem of his garment, there is nothing else anybody can say about me. Nothing. If I just get up every day and fight the good fight of faith, God says I can have all things. But you have got to be willing to get up every day and fight. Stop laying down playing dead, because Jesus has already cleared the room for you. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Sometimes people don't believe it unless they see it with their own eyes. Right? So a lot of times our healing comes from the inside. So people don't see that. Just like Jesus healed you, right? He woke you up from the dead. But he cleared the room, because it's not everybody's place to see your healing. Just like he says, I will prepare a table for you in front of your enemies. Because sometimes those people that wish bad on you, that talk bad on you, that want to keep you in your past, sometimes God says, I can't do the healing in front of them. I can't. But when I bring you out, and you're fighting through the crowd to touch the hem of his garment, they're going to see you. They're going to see you. But it's time for you to wake up from those dead places in your life, because Jesus, again, has already cleared the room for you. He's already brought the healing that you need, right? He's just saying, are you willing to fight for it? Are you willing to do things that other people won't do? Are you willing to take a risk that somebody else won't take? Are you willing to stop making excuses of why you can't, start making excuses of why you can? He said, I've already done the miracles in your life. You still got a few bleeding places. Those scabs are not completely healed yet. And sometimes situations in your life cause the scab to scratch off, and you begin to bleed. You begin to bleed because people talk about you. You begin to bleed because you feel like you're alone, and you feel like nobody supports you. You feel like you're bleeding because you've been fighting so hard, and you've been doing so many things right, but people can only see what you've done wrong. But I'm telling you today to get up and fight your way through all the naysayers, through all the backbiters, through all the risk, through all the fear, through all the shame, through all the guilt. Because Jesus is saying, I've woke you up from your sleep, from your dead places. It's your turn to fight, to get to me, to touch the hem of my garment so that you can be completely whole. But are you willing to get up? Are you willing to fight? Are you willing to take the risk and get over the fear and do it anyways? So the question today is this. If you got up today and decided that you were going to start fighting, you had one thought, like the woman with the issue of blood, she had one thought, if I just touch the hem of his garment. If you had one thought today and you fought for that one thought, every single day, what would your life look like in a year from now? If you stop listening to what everybody else says about you, if you stop caring what people think that you should be or would be or can be, and start realizing that Jesus broke the mold for you. He broke the law. He went out of the norm to wake you up from those dead places. But are you willing to get up now and fight for what you believe in, for what you know you can have, for the legacy that you want to leave for your children or the example that you want to set for your children? Are you willing to get up today and fight your way through the crowd, no matter what it takes to touch the hem of his garment, so that those things can be made, can come to pass in your life? So today I encourage you to stop laying down and sleeping on your dreams. It's time to get up and fight the crowd. It's time to get up and take the risk. Put the blinders on so you can't see what everybody else is saying about you, or hear what everybody is saying about you. Put the blinders on so you can't see those people that are trying to keep you where you are. Put on the earmuffs, put on the blinders, so all you can hear is God and Jesus speaking to you, right? You can be in the presence of the Holy Spirit and you can hear nothing but God saying, "You've got this, my child. Don't worry. If you just fight and fight to touch the hem of my garment, you will be made whole. Those wounds will be healed. You will not be bleeding anymore. But I need you to get up and fight for what I say you can have. It doesn't matter what everybody else says you can have or you cannot have. It's what I say that you can have." So it's time today to wake up from those dead places and get your fight back so that you can achieve all that God says that you can have in this life. You are worthy. You are deserving, you are worth it, and it is time for you to get your fight back. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. If I added value, please go ahead and share this to your social medias. I do hope that you have an absolutely amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.